Hello everyone, let us have an overview of state income in 2011-12 series. To start with, regional accounts or state accounts. Regional accounts means preparing the accounts lower than the country level. A region can be a state or district or even lower than a district. State account statistics are an extension of the system of national accounts to the regional level. These comprise of various accounts indicating the flows of all transactions within a time period between the economic agents constituting the state economy and their stocks. Now, what is the requirement of regional accounts or state accounts? Regional accounts are important for formulation, implementation, and evaluation of regional policy at a level lower than the country. Regional accounts helps in providing integrated database for compilation of income and other macroeconomic aggregates. These accounts include various items like output of the economy, the intermediate expenditure, state domestic product, factor incomes, consumption expenditure, capital formation, capital stocks, and CFC. Regional accounts helps to understand innumerable transactions taking place in regional economy right from the production of goods and services to their final disposal. They provide input for taking important decisions at subnational level to assess regional disparities and eligibility of regions for different provisions like transfer of resources from centers to states, favoring less developed states. Improvement and development of regional statistics is a key to reduce economic and social disparities between regions. Attempts have been made by researchers before and after independence to compile the regional level estimates. For preparing these estimates, approaches used are based on availability of data like allocation method, direct estimation, and combination of two. According to Manual on Regional Accounts, regional estimates can be compiled by using bottom-up method, top-down method, and a mixture of bottom-up and top-down method. Bottom-up method consists of collecting data directly for resident units and compiling regional estimates by aggregation. In top-down method, aggregate is allocated to a region and not to a local establishment or local unit. As per Subnational Accounts Committee report, for preparing state accounts, bottom-up method should be followed wherever possible. The work on state income estimation started around 1948-49, and the estimates of SDP are prepared broadly following the standard methodologies recommended by the Working Group on State Income. And the Working Group in its 15th meeting recommended that a high-level committee should be set up. In pursuance of the recommendation, a committee on regional accounts was approved by the government in May 1972. Recognizing the importance of SDP, the Subnational Accounts Committee was constituted in June 2018 to review the concepts, definitions, classifications, data conventions, data sources, and data requirements for preparation of state domestic product and district domestic product, and to suggest measures for improving SDP and DDP. Over the time, there are improvements in state income estimation. Regional accounts make use of the same concepts as used for national accounts, but still there are substantial conceptual and practical difficulties in compiling a full set of accounts at regional level. New principles have to be developed to deal with multi-regional and cross-regional activity. At national level, we have fixed national boundary where cross-border flows of people, goods, services and financial assets is usually measured or regulated. But regional economy are much more open, where flows between regions commonplace are rarely regulated or measured. At present, all the state directorates of economics and statistics are regularly preparing the estimates of total SDP and per capita income at current and constant prices, except Union Territories of Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu, and Lakshadweep. National Accounts Division of Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation assists the states in the preparation of these estimates by rendering advice on conceptual and methodological issues. Estimates are prepared for gross state domestic product, net state domestic product and per capita income by all the states. Gross state domestic product is the income generated by the production of goods and services within the geographical boundaries of a state. When we subtract the consumption of fixed capital or depreciation from GSDP, we obtain net state domestic product. And consumption of fixed capital or depreciation is estimated from the value of fixed assets and information on the age of various type of assets. Estimates of CFC for all sectors of the economy are compiled using the allocation method. And per capita income is the when we divide net state domestic product by mid-year population, we get per capita income or per capita net state domestic product. Conceptually, the estimates of state income can be prepared by adopting approaches, that is income originating approach and income accruing approach. In the income originating approach, the measurement corresponds to income originating to factors of production physically located within the geographical boundaries of a state or UT and represent net value of goods and services produced within the state or UT, irrespective of whether factors of production owned by the persons living inside or outside the state. On the other hand, the income accruing approach relates to income accruing to the resident of a state or UT. Although it is a better measure of welfare of the residents of the state, but due to non-availability of data on interstate income flows, compilation of estimates of income accruing concept not possible at present. Presently, estimates of regional income are compiled using income originating approach and are appropriately called state domestic product. Estimates are compiled following combination of production and income approach. The estimates for commodity producing sectors like agriculture, forestry and logging, fishing, mining and quarrying, and manufacturing organized part are prepared using the production approach, and the services sector like trade, transport, hotels and restaurants, etc. are prepared by income approach. Estimates are prepared for the institutional sector of the economy, for organized sector and unorganized sector. Organized sector covers public sector and private corporate sector. Under public sector cover administrative department of the government, departmental enterprises and non-departmental enterprises. And under private corporate sector, companies registered under the Companies Act 1956, cooperative societies and quasi-corporations. Unorganized sector covers household and private unincorporated enterprises. In the next two slides, it is given various institutional sectors contributing to GVA for various industry groups. In the preparation of state income estimates, there are certain activities that cut across state boundaries and thus their economic contribution cannot be assigned to any one state directly. These activities are railways, communication and services related to broadcasting, financial services and central government administration, and are known as the supraregional sectors of the economy. The estimates for these supraregional activities are compiled for the whole economy as a whole and allocated to the states on the basis of relevant indicators. For preparing the state-wise estimates of gross value added from railways, first we prepare zone-wise estimates, and from zone-wise estimates we prepare the state-wise estimates. For railways, sources of data are annual reports of the railway zones and publication on Indian Railways annual statistical statement from Ministry of Railways. All India GVA for this sector is compiled in terms of compensation of employees, interest, rent, surplus, including depreciation. All India figure of compensation of employees attributed to Railway Board and other offices of railways, including RPSF, obtained from IRASS report, is first subtracted from all India figures of compensation of employees. Also, in the absence of direct availability of head office's share in compensation of employees, an amount of 5% of balance all India CEE is presumed to be the share attributable to the head offices and allocated to the states based on their allocation. Remaining all India GVA of compensation of employees after subtracting Railway Board and other offices of railways and share of head offices is distributed among the 16 zones of railways in proportion to total cost of staff, excluding staff engaged in railway workshop and artisan staff. As railway workshop part goes in manufacturing and artisan in construction sector. And the operating surplus, that is rent, interest and surplus including depreciation, in proportion to capital at charge of the respective zones. By this we have prepared zone wise value added from railways. Value added, that is compensation of employees, interest and surplus including depreciation, for each railway zone is distributed into two parts: passenger traffic and goods traffic, based on zone wise earnings of passenger and goods traffic from IRASS publication from Ministry of Railways. Estimates of value added reallocated separately for passenger and goods traffic among states falling within each zone on the basis of information on average vehicle kilometer per route per day for passenger earnings and average net ton kilometer per route per day for freight earning. GVA from non-departmental enterprises, for example, Delhi Metro, Kochi Metro, Chennai Metro, etc., are allocated to the respective states on the basis of the analysis of their annual reports. All India GVA of private railways obtained from the MCA 21 is allocated in the proportion of the revenue of the private railways companies. All India GVA for financial services are prepared for the following categories: deposit taking corporations or commercial banks, that includes public or private sector banks, regional rural banks, foreign banks, and other scheduled commercial banks. Next category is non-banking financial corporations, that includes central financial corporations and state financial corporations. Third one is non-banking financial companies, that includes center and state financial companies and private financial investment companies. Next is post office saving banks, cooperative credit societies, insurance corporation, that includes Life Insurance Corporation of India, Postal Life Insurance, Non Life Insurance, Employees State Insurance Corporation, and next category is Reserve Bank of India, further Employees Provident Fund Organization. First one is deposit taking corporations or commercial banks. Deposit taking corporation or commercial banks include public or private sector banks, regional rural banks, foreign banks, and other scheduled commercial banks. All India wages and salary, excluding director fees and rent, are distributed among the states in the ratio of number of employees in scheduled commercial bank received from RBI in statistical table relating to Reserve Bank of India. All India directors fees from RBI in the ratio of state-wise director fees from RBI, and the surplus is distributed in the ratio of state-wise credits of scheduled commercial banks obtained from the RBI from annual publication statistical table relating to Banks of India. For non-banking financial corporation, that includes central financial corporation and state financial corporations. All India central financial corporation are allocated on the basis of state-wise indicator as mentioned against their name in the present slide. GVA of state financial corporation is compiled from annual reports of respective states. Next category is non-banking financial companies. The combined All India GVA of central companies, other miscellaneous companies, other non-banking financial institutions, money lenders, stock brokers, and pension fund is allocated among state using paid up capital of non-banking financial companies. For state specific financial companies, GVA is allocated to respective states. For post office saving banks, allocation is done on the basis of gross collection under small savings schemes received from Ministry of Finance. And for Reserve Bank of India, All India GVA of Reserve Bank of India is distributed state-wise on the basis of wages and salary received from RBI. Life Insurance Corporation of India. All India figure is divided into inside India and outside India based on the observed ratio from LIC annual report. And All India GVA for inside India from LIC is allocated among the states. All India wages and salary and rent from inside India is distributed in ratio of state-wise number of employees, and all India surplus and commission to agents is distributed in proportion of state-wise net premium income and commission to agents received from LIC respectively. Zone-wise net premium income and commission to agent received from LIC is distributed to states based on state-wise cumulative sum assured. All India estimates of PLI is allocated to states on the basis of wages and salaries of PLI staff received from PLI, and for ESIC, wages and salary is allocated statewide on the basis of wages and salary of ESIC, and for operating surplus, revenue expenditure excluding wages and salaries is also as supplied by ESIC. For non-insurance life insurance corporations, non-life insurance cover General Insurance Corporation of India, New India Assurance Company, Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation, Export Credit Guarantee Corporation of India, National Insurance Company, United Insurance Company Limited, and Oriental Insurance Company. All India category wise total GVA is divided into inside India and outside India based on ratio of same obtained from insurance corporations. All India GVA of inside India allocated on the basis of gross general insurance premium income received from Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India Handbook on Indian Insurance Statistics. For cooperative credit societies, cooperative credit societies cover District Central Cooperative Bank, State Cooperative Bank, Primary Agriculture Credit Societies, State Cooperative Agriculture and Rural Development Bank, Primary Cooperative Agriculture and Rural Development Bank, and Primary Cooperative Banks and Urban Cooperative Banks. All India wages and salary, rent, depreciation and profit allocated to states in the ratio of state-wise salaries, net profit, number of branches as obtained from NAFSCO or National Federation State Cooperative Banks Limited, and statistical tables related to Banks of India from RBI. For Employees Provident Fund Organization, All India GVA of EPFO is allocated to the state in the ratio of share of each state in the total of all the above categories excluding Reserve Bank of India. By adding the state-wise estimates of all these categories, we get state-wise estimates of gross value added from financial services. Communication and services related to broadcasting divided into public communication and private communication. Public communication covers post and telecommunication, MTNL, BSNL, BBNL, Prasar Bharati, Film Corporation and Railtel Corporation. All India estimates in the form of compensation of employees, interest, rent and surplus distributed to different state and duties based on certain indicators. For post and telecommunication, compensation of employees for post and telecom distributed among postal circles on the basis of disbursement of wages and salary of P&T staff as obtained from Department of Post. And if circle covers more than one state, distribution is done on the basis of number of workers within each state. Rent is distributed in proportion to state-wise total number of post offices. For MTNL and BSNL, source of data is head offices of MTNL and BSNL. Compensation of employees is distributed to the states in the ratio of wages and salary as received from MTNL and BSNL. And operating surplus in the case of MTNL distributed on the basis of difference of gross receipt and gross expenditure, and for BSNL operating surplus is distributed on the basis of net operating income. For BBNL, it is allocated directly to Delhi, and for Prasar Bharati, All India GVA allocated to states using state share in GSVA of Department of Post, MTNL and BSNL. For Film Corporation, state-wise GVA to respective states is given by analysis of reports. For Railtel Corporation, All India compensation of employees is allocated in the ratio of employment, and operating surplus is allocated in the ratio of gross block from public enterprise service reports. Private communication include the activity of courier, telecommunication and cable. All India estimates of GVA for couriers are allocated state-wise in proportion to the GVA of post, and telecommunication in proportion to number of telephones, and cable in proportion to the population having televisions. Now coming to central government administration. All India estimates of net value added for central government administration prepared using income approach, and for central government administration, compensation of employee is the only factor income. All India estimates of salary and wages of central government administration obtained after deducting the salary and wages of defense employees, office approved paramilitary forces, duty covered under Home Ministry budget and atomic energy. All India estimates of salary and wages so obtained distributed in the ratio of state-wise number of central government employees as obtained from DGET report. Salary and wages in respect of atomic energy as available state-wise from budget document of Atomic Energy Department added to get state-wise estimates of salary and wages for central government administration. For preparing state-wise CFC for central government administration, All India CFC estimates for central government administration obtained by applying ratio of All India NDP of central government administration to NDP of public administration and defense. CFC estimates for central government administration at All India level distributed to different states in the ratio of state-wise estimates of salary and wages. By adding state-wise estimates of CFC to state-wise estimates of net state value added, we get gross state value added from central government administration. Thank you.